Karen, how are you doing? I heard you finally moved, huh? I guess I won't be seeing you and little Kennedy anymore, huh? I'm gonna be sad and lonely without you around. Jake seems really upset about it, too. But you can come back anytime you want. We'll still be your friends. I mean, if we're not busy.
I see you took the time to contact me. Is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, so why do you seem so angry?
If you've got nothing else to say to me, goodbye.
Come on, don't say that to me.
What is it? Do you want something else from me?
What do you mean, want something else? Wait, are you talking about Jake? Are you trying to say that I took Jake from you?
That's what happened, isn't it? You were a single mother and you recklessly butted in on our family and took my child's father. Now Jake's living with you, isn't he?
I didn't take Jake from you. He came on to me first, so don't blame this on me. You need to understand it wasn't my fault. Do you see?
Yeah. Whatever. It doesn't matter now. If you don't want anything, then we're done here, right? You stole my husband from me. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay, I'll tell you what I really messaged you to say. To tell you the truth. Jake and I are getting married.
Oh, okay.
Come on, give me more of a reaction. Actually, to be more specific, we're officially married as of today. We're having the actual wedding ceremony later, though.
That's nice.
Hey, show some more interest than that. I know you're really bitter about this. You're just acting this way because you're jealous. Jake chose me over you. Obviously, you're going to be upset and jealous, right? But you really can't blame him. I mean, when you look at both of us, I'm clearly the better catch. And you're always working. You were too busy to give him what he needed. I heard you barely did any housework either, huh?
I wasn't that busy at work. I was always home on time, and I always had the housework done. Anytime a guy cheats, those are his typical excuses for doing it, even if they're not true. Did you not know that?
Don't talk down to me like that. Even if you talk down to me, it doesn't change the fact that you lost to me. Just accept it. Jake ended his marriage with you so he could come and be with me. He said from now on he's going to be a good father for my little Max, and he's going to help raise him as his own. So don't try to get in the way.
I have no interest in trying to get in anyone's way. I don't want anything to do with him or you ever again. He's paid me up front for everything I got in the divorce. So I think things are going to be pretty tough for him for a while as it is. I hope you can help support Jake through this.
Pretty tough? What are you talking about? Things won't be tough for us. Jake works for a major company and makes lots of money. Everyone wishes they had a job as good as his. That's why I have no idea why he married such a plain, run-of-the-mill woman like you in the first place. Honestly, it's surprising. Sorry to say. Well, Jake is Max's father now, so even if your kid sees Jake at the daycare, make sure he doesn't call him Daddy anymore. Oh wait, you moved, so that won't be an issue, will it? You ran away with your tail between your legs, didn't you? That's because you're a loser.
Wow, you seem really happy, don't you? That's good. I'm just glad you're happy with Jake. I really am.
What are you saying? You're just trying to act like none of this bothers you, aren't you?
No. I mean it. I'm glad you're happy. And in fact, now that Jake has left and hooked up with you, I couldn't be happier either.
What do you mean? Are you being sarcastic? You're just acting like this because you're the loser. Because you're a loser.
No, that's not it at all. But if thinking that makes you feel better, then go right ahead. I think things are going to be pretty tough for you from here on out. So just do your best. I'll be rooting for you the whole time.
Why are you acting like you're better than me? This isn't sitting right with me. Don't you understand? You lost to me. I took your husband. He chose me over you. He's a handsome man with a great job and works for a huge company. He's mine now, not yours. He even told me that I'm better than you in every way.
So, Kimberly, you've got a nice little house there, yet you don't work. Your house is provided to you through your dad's company, right?
That's right. So even though I'm a single mother, I don't have to work. My house and utilities are all paid for by my dad's company. Unlike you, who has to work all the time or else you'd be poor. I've got no problems with money.
But your father's company isn't very big, is it?
I guess it's a small-scale business, but I'm the owner's daughter. So with my parents' help, I do just fine on my own. Got it? I'm not like you.
Oh, so that's why Jake picked you, huh?
Huh?
The whole reason Jake got his great job in the first place is because my father is high up in his company.
What are you talking about? Oh, again, are you just upset because you lost him to me?
No, this is the truth. That company usually never hires anyone straight out of high school. They usually want people with degrees and years of experience. But Jake said he wanted to marry me, so my father pulled a bunch of strings at the company to get Jake hired so he could provide for me. That's all it was. Jake has no real skills. In fact, even after working there this whole time, Jake still wasn't even very good at his job.
That's not possible. Why would you say something like that? It doesn't even make sense.
I'm just telling you what really happened. I was young and stupid back then. I was taken in by his looks and his passion and enthusiasm. He wanted me, so I married him without giving much thought to it. But to tell you the truth, the guy's got a gambling problem. It's gotten really bad recently, too. He even went as far as blowing all of my savings on his addiction. On top of that, he was always messing up at work. I knew it was just a matter of time before even my dad's pull at the company couldn't keep him there, and he got fired. I guess Jake knew I was fed up with him and about to kick him out, too. That's why he went running to the first girl that he thought he could use. That's why he went to you.
Oh, shut up. None of that is true. Jake is always surprising me with expensive presents. He has lots of money.
They're probably just cheap knockoffs he found online. Jake has no money. But to trick you into taking him, he probably tried his best to woo you over. That's what I think anyway. Jake and his parents are both in debt. He paid me all my compensation money in one lump sum too. I know he didn't have any money, so I assume he borrowed it from somewhere.
He's never mentioned anything like that to me. He's never talked to me about money.
Huh. You married him without ever talking about money. You never once looked into his financial situation?
Of course not. Why would I? He works for a big company. I never thought there'd be a need to verify what he makes.
Jake, he doesn't have a job. He got fired before we divorced. There's no way he has money.
He goes to work every day.
You think going to the casino is work?
I don't believe you. I'm going to ask him as soon as he gets home. We went to City Hall this morning to sign the marriage certificate. I assume he was taking the whole day off to celebrate with me, but he said he had to work in the afternoon, so he isn't here right now.
I'll bet you he's at the casino. If you just go there and check, you'll be able to see for yourself. At any rate, I've got a decent job, and when my father needs an interpreter at his office for their overseas business, I help with that through remote work at home. So Kennedy and I will be living just fine on our own without Jake. We really didn't need any money, but Jake also paid all of my child support payments up front in one lump sum too.
Why? If he's broke, like you said he is, how could he possibly pay you years of child support up front?
My dad pressured him into it because my dad figured Jake would eventually default on the payments otherwise. But mainly because Jake had been stealing a bunch of money from the company and my dad found out. He was likely stealing it for his gambling addiction. My dad said if he didn't pay me the child support and compensation money up front, there'd be legal action taken for what he did at work. The police would be involved and most likely Jake would get jail time for it. Jake did everything he could do to get the money and pay me so that wouldn't happen. I have no idea where he was able to borrow the money from, but I guess it doesn't matter now. From now on, Jake can rely on you anytime he needs something, right?
He can't rely on me for money. My father was thinking the same way as Jake.
What do you mean?
My dad's company isn't doing very well at the moment. My dad asked me to help them out. He wanted me to marry someone with money as soon as possible. And I figured if I did that, I wouldn't have to work and I could still help my dad financially.
Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. Because the guy you married this morning is an unemployed gambling addict. Not only that, but he's in massive debt. And he's in his early 40s. You got a real winner, didn't you?
You're being serious, aren't you? Is what you're saying really true?
Every word. I've got no reason to lie to you. I know you don't want to hear this, but thanks to you, all my troubles are gone now. By taking Jake from me, you've really helped me out. I can't thank you enough. And being able to get compensation money from both of you for cheating is the icing on the cake. I hope you and him have a great life together. Oh, and congratulations on your wedding.
Why didn't you tell me all of this sooner? If I knew all that, I wouldn't have set my sights on him.
Huh. You set your sights on him. I thought you said he came on to you first.
Whatever! That's not the point right now! I thought Jake was rich. That's the only reason I decided to marry him. This isn't going to help me, my parents, or my dad's company. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, I guess all you can do now is pray. Pray that Jake strikes it big at the casino.
That's not going to happen. Can't your father do something? Can't you make him hire Jake back?
He's not married to me anymore, so there's no point. There's nothing in it for me. Oh, and speaking of something in it for me, it looks like you haven't paid me my compensation money yet. You know I'm suing you for it, right? My lawyer has already contacted you multiple times.
I thought when I married Jake would pay my amount for me. If he doesn't have any money, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know, but you better do something. Beg your parents or your friends. You have to pay it by the settlement date or things are going to be even worse for you.
But you understand my current situation, right? I just told you everything. I had no idea that Jake didn't have any money.
That's something you should have checked before you married him. If you didn't, that's your fault. It's not my problem. Jake was able to pay his portion, so you should have no problem paying yours, right? Your father is the owner of a company, after all. Right after that, Kimberly went down to the casino and found Jake there. Kimberly questioned Jake about everything, and she found out that everything Aaron had told her about Jake was true. After telling her father everything that happened, Kimberly was able to borrow the money from him to pay off Aaron's compensation claim. But because Kimberly hadn't verified anything about Jake's financial situation before marrying him, her father refused to help her with any of Jake's debts and turned his back on both of them after that. Because Kimberly had a small child and now her unemployed husband brought with him a massive debt, she had no choice but to start working for the first time in her life.